Tommy Robinson slams Sadiq Khan's record. London has changed and not for the better. This isn't London anymore. Those 5 words, quietly muttered by Tommy Robinson as he walked through a once bustling corner of East London, have now echoed across the nation. Not because they were loud, but because for many they were true. And in that moment, the tension between London's present and its past snapped wide open. This past weekend, Tommy Robinson released a video that's already racked up hundreds of thousands of views across social media. No press team. No big budget. Just a handheld camera, a walk through London streets, and a message. A message aimed straight at the heart of Sadiq Khan's leadership. As Robinson weaved through the city from Tower Hamlets to Whitechapel, he pointed out boarded-up shops, rising street crime, cultural clashes, and what he described as the total abandonment of British values. At one point, he turned to the camera and said, "This isn't about race, this isn't about background, it's about identity. And right now, it feels like we've lost it." Not just among his supporters, but among everyday Londoners who've grown uneasy with how fast their city is changing and not always for the better. Social media erupted with comments like, "I don't agree with Tommy on everything, but walk through these streets, something's not right." Another wrote, "You used to feel safe in London. Now, it feels like anything can happen." And that's what's at the heart of this controversy, a growing disconnect between the lived experience on London streets and the polished picture painted by City Hall. Sadiq Khan, who's been mayor since 2016, has built his reputation on inclusion, modernity, and progressive leadership. He's spoken passionately about diversity, community cohesion, and investing in green initiatives. But critics, especially voices like Tommy Robinson, argue that beneath the speeches, the city has slipped. They point to rising knife crime, postcode gang warfare, and an overwhelmed police force. In Robinson's words, "We've got a mayor who wants to make TikToks while people are getting stabbed 2 streets away." Now that's clearly a provocative line. But it's striking a chord. Because here's the uncomfortable truth: London has changed. The question is whether it's evolved or unraveled. According to recent Met Police data, violent crime in some boroughs has spiked year on year. Youth crime has become a major concern. Some areas have seen double-digit increases in robbery and assault reports. And while Sadiq Khan's team insists they're investing in solutions, more community policing, better outreach, stricter control orders, Robinson argues it's too little, too late. He claims the city's leaders are more focused on virtue signaling than actually fixing what's broken. And many Londoners, especially in working-class areas, seem to agree. One Labour source, speaking off-record, admitted, "There's fear inside the party. The numbers in London don't look good, especially among older voters and traditional Labour families. If we lose them, the whole coalition falls apart." Meanwhile, a Conservative MP tweeted, "Tommy Robinson shouldn't be the one pointing out the failures. That should be our job." That tweet alone sparked a firestorm, with people asking, why is it being left to controversial figures like Tommy to say the hard truths? Robinson stands on a high street littered, graffiti-covered, shops shuttered. He stares down the lens and says, "London was once the capital of the world. Now, it's a city afraid of its own reflection. Sadiq Khan's had nearly a decade to lead this place. And this is what's left." He turns, walks away, no music, no slogan. Just silence. Some say this is just more political theater, Robinson stirring the pot, creating drama. Others argue it's a wake-up call, a sign that people are no longer buying the polished narratives coming out of City Hall. And with the next mayoral election creeping closer, this confrontation between Sadiq Khan's vision and Tommy Robinson's critique could become a defining flashpoint. Because here's the truth. In politics, perception is power. And right now, the perception is this: London has changed and people are scared to admit just how much. The real scandal, it's not what's been said, it's what's been allowed to fester in silence. And the question now is, will this confrontation spark a real reckoning, or just another headline that gets buried by Monday? Because if this is just the beginning, how much deeper does the disillusionment go? And who, if anyone, has the courage to fix it? Stay sharp, because London's future might be decided not in Parliament but on the very streets Tommy just walked through.